untargetable, indestructible, anywhere from 3000 to 6000 attack, and a searchable trap card that can pop any monster or any spell and trap card your opponent controls. All of this from just one searchable 3 of. So here's today's deck list. Now just a reminder before I get into the deck list, if you're enjoying today's video and want to see more content just like this in the future, especially if you're a returning viewer, as apparently about 50% of people watching this or even subscribe to the channel, generally all of you are returning viewers who have seen my content before. So if you find yourself keep come back to the channel and see more content just like this in the future, remember to leave a like on this video and consider subscribing to the channel down below. Alright, let's get into the deck list. So today's deck list is obviously going to be Infinitrack. Now I won't spend too much time on this deck list in particular, as it's going to be one of those videos where it's going to be much easier for me to just show you how this combo works by just showing you the combo during the gameplay portion of the video, as this video is going to be essentially just one big combo. You're going to be doing the same combo every single game, most of the time. And it also extends from opening your Infinitrack Harvester, whether that be searching off your heavy forward or just hard drawing it. You can also do the same combo by opening your Anchor Drill and then any of your level 5s, so it's a very consistent combo, and it's a lot easier for me to show you how it works by just playing it during the gameplay. But I will cover some of the newer cards during the decklist portion for you guys that may not have seen them yet. Alright, so this decklist did get quite a few brand new cards, with the first one being your Infinitrack Crab Crane. You can choose one Earth Machine type monster, special summon this card from your hand to defense position. You can banish one Machine type monster from your graveyard, add one Outrigger Extension from your deck to your hand. So obviously, special summon this card from your hand, tribute a monster, then use the exact same monster you distributed, banish it, then search for your Outrigger Extension. Your opponent cannot target Machine type Xyz monster control with card effects, so already a pretty banger start. Your board is just immune to any targeting effects. Once per turn, you can target one Infinitrack Xyz monster you control, special summon from your extra deck one Machine type monster that is 2 ranks higher than that target by using that target as material. So this card is going to be essential for your combo, as it essentially allows you to climb from your rank 5 into your rank 7, which we'll talk about in just a second. Infinitrack River Stormer. 2 level 5 monsters. When this card destroys a opponent's battle, you can attach that monster to this card as material. Same shared effect as all your Infinitracks actually have. You can only use each of the following effects to Infinitrack River Stormer once per turn. You can attach one material from this card, take one Earth Machine type monster from your deck, and either add it to your hand, or send it to the graveyard. Generally, you'll be adding it to your hand. If this card is in your graveyard, you can choose one Machine type Link monster, special summon this card in defense position. Very important, because we have the brand new Link monster. But keep in mind, by the way, all your Infinitracks have this shared effect as well, where they can also tribute one of these to summon itself to the field. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one Xyz monster you control, attach this card to that monster as material. You can use the effect of Infinitrack Goliath once per turn, and a Xyz monster whose original type is Machine and has this card as material gains this effect. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects. So if you summon out something like your level 5 or your rank 5, then you get it into the graveyard, you can then link summon using any of your Infinitracks, so just a one non-link Infinitrack monster, send that card to the graveyard, bring this dude out, and then you can just summon this card straight from your graveyard, and it'll be indestructible and have a material underneath you can use for its effect. Next up, going in order, we have the rank 7. This card once again has the same shared effects as the previous, only this time you can detach one material from this card, it gains 1000 attack. And keep in mind, this is a permanent effect, so you can do this multiple times and get this card up to whatever insane amount of attack you feel like doing with it. But honestly, if this card manages to stay on the field for one extra turn and you still have your Outrigger Extension on the field, you can actually turn this card into the big boss monster of the deck list, your Infinitrack Earth Slicer, which once again shares the exact same effects as the previous, only this time you can detach any number of materials from this card, then target that many cards on the field and destroy them. So this card generally by itself, especially if you have a heavy forward, which you can actually attach to it as material, can destroy up to like 3 cards your opponent controls. Pretty damn insane. Alright guys, that just about covers all the new cards in the deck list. The rest of the deck list is all old stuff you've probably seen before, so it's much easier now if I just show you how the combo works. So without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. Alright, let's get into the replays. So with this deck list, I had a pretty decent win rate. I think I won 7 out of the 10 games I played with it, which is obviously pretty good, but keep in mind, I am still in Platinum this season, so it probably doesn't mean a whole lot, but it's still a decent showing for this deck list, and trust me, if you want to get king of games with this deck list, you definitely can. The starting combo for this deck list is pretty damn insane. Alright, let's actually show it off, so... Yes, the only actual downside to this deck list is you're going to have to be discarding or shuffling 2 cards from your hand back into the deck to activate the skill. So although it's not technically a 1-card combo, it's just you have to open only 1 card to do it, is what it means. Because you do technically have to have 2 discards, I guess. Alright. So first thing you do is activate your Infinitrack Harvester. This card can then search for any of the Infinitracks in the deck, and this can be either of your level 5s that search for the cards from the deck list. You'll see in a second. So in this case, we're going to search for your Shovel. Shovel can then tribute it off. Also, we're going to activate Labyrinth Builder first. Grab 2 cards from my hand, put them back in the deck, and then put the card in the field. Shovel tributes off the card, puts itself on the field. Now I can banish a card from my graveyard to search for my trap card. Search for my spin turn. Now I can exceed some into my Infinitrack River. Detach, search from my Crab Crane. Tribute the monster, summon it to the field. Banish a card, search from my Outrigger Extension. Activate the extension. Now I'm going to link summon out my Goliath. Because Goliath's on the field, I can activate Stormer and Grave, tribute it, summon itself to the field. Equip it with the effect of the Goliath. Then using my continuous spell, I can rank it up into my Mountain Smasher. Giving me another 1000 attack by attaching a card and setting my stuff. So the final combo is essentially this. You've got a 3100 attack monster that is equipped with, or attached with, an Infinitrack Goliath, meaning it's going to be immune to destruction effects, and we have the Outrigger Extension, which also makes this card untargetable. So we've got that, we've got a Book of Moon which I happen to open, and we have a spin turn, which allows me to then change this card's battle position. Then depending on which position I change it to, from attack to defense or from defense to attack, you can pop 1 card your opponent controls, being monsters or spell and trap cards. Alright, this dude was playing, obviously, Mech Knight. Spin turn, we're popping this card as soon as it tried to use its effect, so he doesn't get his Surge. He's playing the Psy-Frame variant, or the Psy-Reflector variant, sorry. So he's going to try and give me his Assault mode activated if he wants to. Apparently his hand was just very, very dead, I guess, so I'm just going to activate my Outrigger Extension, take my dude, and climb him up even higher. Summon out the level 9. Which now detach materials to pop cards on the field. I'm still going to keep my dude below, because I know this card, if I detach this card, my card is now vulnerable, so I'm going to keep it below there, and only pop 1 card on the field. And I have an MS Sting anyway. Bring over his thing, attaching his thing to my card as material, and passing the turn. Alright, he's gonna be searching for 2 cards here. I'm not particularly worried, there's only a few extra deck monsters he has that can remove this, and I don't think this guy has a brain cell anyway, so hopefully he doesn't realize that my card is untargetable and indestructible. Summons out his Morningstar, discards, searches for his World Legacy secret. Alright, and he then gave up because he tried to activate his Mech Knight Red Moon, realized he actually couldn't target my card, realized it was targeting his own card, and then just timed himself out and waited for his timer. Very, very salty, that dude. Alright. On to game number 2. So I forget what this dude was playing. Alright, so once again, just activate my forward, searching for my Harvester. Same combo as before. Harvester, searching for my Shovel. Keep in mind, you don't actually have to search for Shovel in particular, you can search for the other dude as well, the other level 5. It doesn't matter which order you do it in, you just have to search for both of them at some point, so you can get both Spin Turn and the other spell card. Alright, so Stormer. Adding your Crane. Actually, it feels so odd that you're getting rid of 2 cards in your starting hand, and you're still ending with a decent end board, and having 1 tech card as well. Because you notice, we always end with 1 tech card, because we always have at least 1 slot that isn't discarded. Like, this hand couldn't be, like, you couldn't really make this hand any stronger by having without the discards anyway, because you can't fill up more back row, because you already fill up all 3 back row slots by just having the 1 extra card in hand. The 2 discards don't really matter too much. Just matters for later turns. Alright, so we summon out 2 dudes. I'm going to MST his card so we can't draw anything. He then tries to summon out Dark Rebellion. Doesn't realize this thing can't be targeted. And it's like, oh, well, shit. I change my card to defense so my spin turn can then target back row. Pop his back row. Climb into my Earth Slicer. Harvester searching for my Trencher. And he concedes before I can do anything more fun. Alright. There's a 6 Samurai, probably not the best example. It's not exactly the greatest deck list around, but it was pretty funny that he summoned a card that he can't target my thing with. Yeah, some very, very intelligent players on ladder today. Not that I can blame them. Who wants to read this continuous spell? It's pretty long. Alright. Harvester searching for Trencher. This is because I already had this card in hand anyway, so didn't really matter. Labyrinth Builder, putting the Trencher back in the deck list anyway. Summon out the Stormer. And you get the combo by now. Create and Tribute, search for the spell card. Make my monster immune. Goddamn, Goliath is actually such a goddamn strong card. And keep in mind we have 3 Goliath in this deck list, so if someone manages to completely wipe your board or just remove all your shit, if you draw any Infinitrack or you're searching for any Infinitrack cards, summon any to the field, you just link summon it out and bring back one of your Xyz monsters. So yeah, this link monster's pretty damn insane. No shocker there. Who would have thought Link 1's actually pretty damn busted most of the time. Alright. MST is 1 back. Apparently this guy just bricked Giga hard. He did have a Bodon Stream of Destruction, which he couldn't use because my monster was untargetable. So once again, another victim of just not being able to do anything against the untargetable effect. So yeah, it turns out making your card indestructible and untargetable is a pretty solid strategy, especially when it's got 30-100 attack, which is just enough attack to keep it alive over a lot of cards in the game. Because a lot of cards just happen to have 3,000 attack, so 30-100 is just a pretty decent number to be at. There's not many cards that are just slightly over 3k. Alright, this is a rank up game. Hey, this was the Shiranui player, which is a pretty funny replay because Infinitracks have this nice little effect where when they destroy a monster, they suck it up. So here's an example of me doing the combo, by the way, with actually there's a couple things I want to point out here. So this is an example of me doing the combo using just searching for the Crab Crane first instead of the other one, and also showing that if you happen to draw your spin turn or happen to draw your spell card, just put them back in the deck list with your skill. You're going to be searching for them anyway, so it doesn't really matter, just put them back in the deck. So these cards aren't even breaks, because you just put them back in the deck with the skill. Alright, going to my Stormer. Stormer searching for my Shovel. Tribute Summon. Search out my dude. Link Summon. Make him indestructible. Climb him up into Smasher, set my spin turn, and we're done here. Alright, so MMST is my card, which is annoying because I'm targetable again, but thankfully, I'm not going to let him Xyz summon, or Synchro summon, I'm just going to pop his card before I can. Alright, I take my heavy forward, searching for my Harvester. Activate Harvester, use my absolute Giga Brain here. He activates Warning Point to try to negate the effects of my Harvester. I'm going to Book of Moon that instantly, because I know I can tribute this card anyway. So I can search for this thing, even though it's face down, it's still not negated. I can tribute it off, summon my big dude, and he has another Warning Point. Alright. Make my Smasher even bigger, beat over his level 2, and as you can see, I've now sucked it up below my card. So he still can't Synchro Summon. Alright, now I can make the Link one. Summon the Stormer. Heavy forward. Trencher banishing from graveyard can summon out the dude. He Floodgate Trap Holes it. From here, it really doesn't matter. 5,100 attack. Alright. Final replay, and I think this was... Like, this was a, it's one of those interesting platinum deck lists, so we'll go with that. It wasn't Galaxy Eyes, it was the, I don't even know what the name of it is. The deck that tries to yoink your stuff with these monsters. The shit version of Galaxy Eyes. These things, the Cypher ones. But it was a really good replay as it showed off me doing a whole lot of stuff if my opponent just doesn't play the game. Because this dude, I think he just sets a bunch of back row, but the back row just wasn't activatable, and he summons a big Cypher Blade, which doesn't have like a quick effect or anything, so I'm just like, okay. So Anchor Drill, summon this card from hand, which now allows me to search my Crane. So if you open your copy of your Anchor Drill, a lot of time you can extend a lot further than if you don't open it. It's generally like the upside of this card. Also, if your opponent has some back row, let's say they activated something to destroy your Harvester, you could then still be able to tribute off a monster to summon out your level 5 and still continue your combo as if nothing had happened. So this card's just a really good extender, as well as being a good card to draw later on, as like I said, any of your Infinitrack normal summons can then be turned into weak monsters and go into your big guys. So that's the main reason we run 3 of this card still. You could honestly probably cut this to 2 if you like and run some MST, some Cosmic Cyclones as well, something like that. But you should probably run at least 2 of this card in this deck list, just because it's a good extender, it's a card you can search off of your heavy forward to extend if you like, if you want to go for lethal on a turn. And like I said, any of your normal summons can be used later on to go into your Link 1s and anything else. Also, it can be used in combination with just your level 5s at the start of the duel, if you don't draw your level 2, to then still go into the same starting combo, just with 1 less card in hand. So yeah. Hopefully all that made sense. Alright. So this time I'm going to use my Anchor Drill's effect to turn the other card into a level 8. Oh, sorry, level 9. So then I can use the 2 level 9 monsters to go into my Infinitrack Earth Slicer. Earth Slicer, then going to... Oh, sorry, I'm going to use my Heavy Forward first, equipping it to my Heavy Slicer, or my Earth Slicer. Then I can use this effect, detaching all 3 materials, popping all 3 cards on the field. Outrigger Extension. Then take my dude and, I'm going to tribute him off first. Then Link summon out my Goliath. Summon back my Slicer. Activate its effect. I take the Trencher's effect, sorry, to bring back to level 5. Extension, make this even bigger, going into my Superdreadnought Rail Cannon Juggernaut, whatever the hell this card's name is. Again, tribute something, summon up my shovel to then search for my trap card. And beat over his card. Not going to use this effect to make it 6,000 because there wasn't a whole lot of point there. Couldn't lethal him anyway. Spin turn, pop his card, change our battle position. And from here, yeah, he's very dead. I could even use my Harvester in combination with my shovel to make our level 7. Show off the final extract monster I haven't used yet. My Annihilation, pop his card. Make this do 6,000 attack and finish the job. Alright guys, that's it for today's deck list. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, remember to give a like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, hope to see you guys in the next one. Laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.